I don't think anyone talks enough about how important it is to actually be able to learn and play an instrument. You know, it's actually quite fascinating how people have evolved to play instruments if you really think about it. Like, imagine this, just making something that you can play that can make music and you learn how to play the thing you made. Imagine it's all primitive now, all in a primitive time, and you make a guitar. Like imagine, you know? Pretty amazing. That's what I think. I think that's definitely got to be something that's amazing, and it's kind of surprising to me how many people nowadays don't actually play an instrument. You know, not like there's anything wrong with that, but it's just kind of a waste, don't you think? Like personally, I play the drums, right? Personally, so maybe one day I'll have a link to one of my other drum accounts that I'd be posting on. But yeah, I think it's quite fascinating that not enough people actually play an instrument. Or maybe it's just the people I'm around, but it doesn't seem like many people actually, like I said, play one. And I think that playing an instrument actually develops a lot more than you think, besides just developing the skill to play something and also just having another skill in general. Like just being able to whoop out something or play an instrument is just really cool. Like in any environment, it can always benefit you, you know? It's like something you always know that because it kind of just sticks with you. It's like once you learn it, it never leaves. Sure, you might get rusty now and then, but that's a skill. Once you just develop, you keep it for life. It's like writing, you know? But yeah, it's weird because I remember hmm, this one time my parents told me that when their generation, it was always considered, well, not their generation, but their parents had some type of belief of like, yo, like, you need to learn to play an instrument. So, yeah, they learned to play something. And I'm glad that they actually passed that down to me because now when I look around nowadays and I see how many people actually can't do something like that, I'm just like, oh, like to me, this is like quite normal to be able to learn to play something like an instrument. But yeah, it's just funny. So if there's something that you've really been wanting to get into, like wanting to play guitar, you listen to your favorite song or something, I encourage you to do so. It will actually be a lot more beneficial than you think. It'll open a lot more doors which you never even knew could have been there. That's the great thing about this. Like one that being money, or it could be meeting new people, right? Actually meet some interesting characters in the music sector, you know? It's pretty cool. Meet some fairly disciplined individuals, I have to say. Meet a lot of people that don't actually think very surface level. It's it's interesting talking to someone who has the skill which most people just don't have, you know? And it's impressive. That's why everyone is always like, "Oh, cool! You play this, you do that, you play the guitar, or you play the drums, or you do this, or you play the piano." Yeah, because everyone knows how impressive it is. Everyone instinctually just knows how difficult it is to learn something like that. That's why people automatically have that respect for you when you say, "Oh yeah, I play this. Oh yeah, I can play this." You know, it's just like, "Oh wow." Like, because they know how difficult it is, just instinctually. Maybe they've tried, maybe they haven't tried, but they know that this takes dedication, practice, and work. They know it's like seeing someone who's in shape. You know that it took them time to get there. Like that's why a person who has a six pack, like that's why is just more respected. You know, it's that thing. And imagine just having a skill that no one else, well, not really no one else, but other people just don't really have. Like, hey man, I can just bust out a song or some shit that you just don't even know how to play, and I can just do it. You know, like it's pretty cool. Gives you this sense of like, yeah, I can do things that a lot of other people can't do. It gives you that type of sense of self belief. You know, it's really interesting. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. It's never easy learning an instrument first. Maybe if you're really talented, sure. And maybe if you're a kid, if you're a child and you're just experimenting, you're like 5 years old or something, then yeah, learning an instrument then is actually easier. But if you already have a fairly, I mean, not fully, but fairly developed brain, especially with how damaged your brain becomes with social media, you're gonna struggle a bit to learn that instrument. It's gonna take you time. Like I came across this video, right, on YouTube about someone saying, "Oh, it took me my realistic 4 year drum transformation, right?" They were saying like how they learned drums over a course of 4 years and the progress that they've made. And I looked at that and I was like, I've been playing drums for about the same amount of time. And I know how much I have achieved with that. And I don't mean to brag or anything, but if you play music, if you play an instrument and you do music, there's this grading system, right? And I've fully completed it. And I'm like, this guy in this video played this instrument that I played for the exact same amount of time, 4 years, like me, and is still, from the progress that he showed, is nowhere near my level. And it's not like I'm trying to shit on him or say, oh, I'm better or anything, which I definitely am, but that's not the point here that I'm making. It's just I don't think he was as dedicated as to learning it as I was. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not like I was someone who was just so into drumming who just always wanted to like do more with drumming, and like I never knew like who the best drummers at the time were and stuff like that. I was never really into it. I just did it. And something that really just got me really good at the instrument that I played really quickly was simply just I just played it every day. And that wasn't even because I wanted to. Like I just played it every single day. I practiced every single day, right? But here's the thing. It's not like practice makes perfect, because practice does get you better, but with an instrument, it's not just practice makes perfect. It's not that simple. It's practice and reflection makes perfect. So something that you should really do if you already play an instrument and you're fairly good at it, but you could be better, you should record yourself and play yourself back and watch yourself and see what you do and then see them, and then you know, because you play the instrument, you know the mistakes you make. You catch it even quicker than anyone else because you play this, you play the thing, you play the instrument, so you know when you make a mistake. Maybe your mother will know, or your father, or the people who watch you play the instrument. They think, "Oh wow, so nice, so good. He can play the guitar." But you know when you make a mistake. You know. Maybe the obvious ones of being out of time and like shit like that, sure, everyone can catch. But the ones where you're like, I was an eighth off there. I was a bit of a half a quarter note here. I was slightly off. Oh, there was a bit of an accent on that note, and I didn't mean it, but you let it slide, yeah. But that's not what makes you better. It's scrutinizing what you do makes you better. That is what truly makes you better. Makes you a better musician. That will really improve your game. This is coming from someone who I'd say I'm fairly qualified to speak in the in the endeavor of drums. I'm a fairly good drummer. I'll tell you that much. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I've accomplished a fair amount in my short amount of time. Even my teacher, well, he didn't call me a prodigy or anything, but he implied a little bit of it. Definitely implied it, yeah. So, word of advice, reflect on what you do. Don't just practice, reflect. It's always good to reflect. And that can be said with anything. That can be done with anything. With speaking, with a skill like speaking. Record yourself. If you think, oh, I stutter this and that, like English is the same, your language that you speak every single day, for example, right? You speak English every day and you still stutter. Sure, everyone stutters now and then, that's fine. But you speak the language every day. It's your home language. You don't speak another language. You're not a native speaker of another language that you can afford to just stutter the language you speak every single day. Nah, you need to be better than that. Come on, you know? So yeah, reflect. Reflect on things. Don't just practice. Repetition, practice doesn't make perfect. Re- Practice and reflection makes perfect. All right.